Okay, welcome to the Crow Discovery Project. I wanted to take some time here to go through some of the clips that didn't get a lot of attention when I posted them. This is the Vortex clip that Crowette shot next to the moon, and it's a pretty amazing capture. Not just what we captured, but the fact that she even caught it. And I'll cue you at the end of this little clip when it's coming. When the moon pans down in the far upper left, there's going to be just the slightest little blink, which is the vortex. I think it's important to run this clip now because of all the memes going on about portals and portals being made of water like in the movie Stargate. I think it's interesting to follow this. All right, the moon's going to pan down. Way up in the upper left corner, there's going to be a blink and you won't even probably see it. And I'll run it again here with both cameras and I'll cue you when it's going to happen. And it's just kind of a testament to Crowette's skill. I mean, when you're doing this hour after hour, catching something that occurs in about a second, it's something special, not an easy thing to do. So here we go. As soon as they both pan down, I'll cue you to when it will happen, and then I'll slow things down so that you can see them. Okay, here comes the pan. So in the upper left corner on the pink footage, you just can't see it. So the vortex here is not visible in visual spectrum. We were filming with two cameras. You're going to see an arrow come in, and that will cue you to where the vortex is going on. And there it is in real time. I mean, it's pretty amazing that she even saw this. So I'm going to slow it down a little bit. And I'm going to zoom and slow two more times here. 50% speed, 300. I'm going to jump up to 600% zoom here at 20% speed. Now this vortex is amazing footage, but what makes it really amazing is I had the Nikon with a telephoto, a long telephoto, and filmed with both cameras at the same time. I've blown up the Nikon footage, which is actually higher resolution, just not as zoomed in, and I cannot detect for the life of me the vortex. To be fair, it is not on the telescope, but when I zoom full frame, I can't detect a thing, and I've done everything I can to detect it. So I am reasonably sure that we can only see this in full spectrum. You'll see a circle come in the upper left of the full spectrum frame, which is the big frame, and that'll match what's going on in the little frame with the Nikon. On the right is visual, on the left is full spectrum. So when we consider the memes that have been going on in the movies, I think this is interesting. Going all the way back to the movie Stargate, where there's a portal that opens. The portal is water. Recent movies like Guardians of the Galaxy, they show people stuck in space, and you can see that you can't detect it here in visual spectrum. People get stuck in space in that movie, and they're clearly underwater. So there is a meme about space being water, which is also subtextually encoded in a lot of things. It's interesting when we consider the spiral from Norway and the incident that we just had in Southern California that actually my wife witnessed. She saw the whole thing. And they look to be, and the memes that surround them seem to point to portals, whatever that means. I have stated for the record that nobody goes above what we call low Earth orbit, and that low Earth orbit is not even space, and that there seems to be a hard, fast boundary that prevents anything, even machines, from getting out of our atmosphere. So when we consider what's going on with the portal meme, and we film things like this, it's pretty interesting to consider. We can't make any substantiated claims, but there's clearly a line to be followed here. So I'm running filters across this vortex, and I just wanted to get it back out in the public eye again, because when I ran it the first time, it just didn't get that much attention. I think mostly followers saw it. After we run through these filters, what I'm going to do is take it frame by frame, so it's basically a second worth of video, 24 frames, and I'll zoom it and I'll manipulate it so that we can have a longer look at it zoomed in, and then I will speed it up almost to full speed. Not quite, because at full speed it's very difficult to see. And again, this whole thing brings into question the distance of the moon. I've stated a lot of times I just do not accept that the moon is nearly 250,000 miles away from us, and I've done thought experiments and other things that demonstrate that this is unreasonable to consider that that is true. All right, here's the last view we're going to have in this view anyhow. There it was in real time. Amazing that she caught this. Okay, here's the zoomed version, slowed down quite a bit. I'm not sure how much I've slowed this down. It's probably like 10% or something. I'm going to speed it up a little bit and keep speeding it each time just so you can get a good look at the vortex movement. There's no doubt that this is a vortex of some kind, and I think I'm about 90% certain that it could not be seen in the visual spectrum. It's always the possibility that I just can't see it well enough on the Nikon footage because the telephoto was not magnifying enough. But with brightness, contrast, zoom, all these things, I think I should be able to detect it. So what we know is there is a vortex. We don't know the distance from us. We know that it is visible in full spectrum and probably not visible in the visual spectrum. So there it is, man. Along with the portal meme, something to think about.